Should you ignore Amazon BSR in 2026? Every Amazon seller checks their BSR, their bestsellers rank. Every single one. Refreshing the page, watching it move, celebrating when it drops, panicking when it rises. And the uncomfortable truth I'm about to share with you is this. Amazon BSR is one of the most misleading metrics on the entire platform. If you're making business decisions based on it, you're making them on a number that technically lies to you. Let me show you why. Today we're going to break down what Amazon BSR actually measures, why it moves the way it does, and the three biggest ways it misleads sellers, when it's actually useful, and the metrics you should be watching instead. I'm Chris Turton, and I help 6 to 8 figure Amazon brands grow with my team at E-commerce Intelligence. Just look at some of our clients here and some of the numbers we achieve on over £50 million of Amazon sales each year. Let's get straight into it. BSR, bestsellers rank. It's the number that appears in the product information section of nearly every Amazon listing. It tells you where your product ranks within its category and the subcategories based on the most recent sales velocity. The lower the number, the better. BSR number 1 in a category means you're the top selling product in that category at the moment. Two things that matter immediately. First, BSR is updated hourly. It's a near real-time indicator of recent sales velocity. Second, and this is the bit most sellers don't internalize, BSR is heavily weighted towards recent sales. A protein shake that sold 10,000 copies last year but joined nothing in the last 30 days will have a terrible BSR today. A product that sold 50 units in the last 24 hours will have a great BSR right now, even if it sold hardly anything in the last 30 days. That recency weighting is the source of about half of the confusion where sellers have regarding BSR. Your BSR can be excellent while you're seeing your overall sales for the year being mediocre. Your BSR can be really poor while your annual revenue is huge and you're seeing growth. The number reflects the moment, not the trajectory. And remember, crucially, organic ranking is driven by sales consistency. A product can rank number 1 while its BSR flatlines. The other thing to understand, BSR is calculated separately for each category and subcategory. A product can have multiple BSR numbers at once. A water bottle might be number 45 in sports and outdoor, number 6 in cycling water bottles, and 1500 in the broader outdoor recreation category. The same product, different rank on each, and remember BSR is dictated by category and not by keyword searches. That's BSR explained in 90 seconds. Now let me show you why most sellers shouldn't be paying as much attention to it as they still do. There's 3 specific ways BSR misleads sellers. Number 1, BSR doesn't reflect profitability. It reflects unit velocity on a very hour by hour basis. You can be the number 1 BSR in your category by spending £15,000 a week on aggressive ad campaigns, selling at break even or worse. BSR doesn't know that. BSR sees the units moving and rewards you with a low rank. Meanwhile, your bank account is shrinking. We've seen sellers obsess over hitting top BSR while running at negative contribution margins. So BSR numbers are great, the business is hemorrhaging cash. Number 2, BSR doesn't translate across categories. So BSR number 500 in electronics is genuinely exceptional. BSR number 500 in a small niche subcategory is mediocre. A product ranked number 100 on Amazon could be the 3rd best seller in its category, or it could be the 800th. Without context, the number is meaningless. Sellers compare themselves to competitors in different categories using BSR all the time, and it's a meaningless comparison. Number 3 is the BSR decays without sales, the most psychologically punishing aspect of the BSR. Even with no change in sales, your BSR climbs and gets worse continuously. It could be throughout the day, could be hourly, because the recency window keeps moving. A product that hit a bestseller rank of 3,000 at 11 AM will be at BSR 8,000 by 6 PM without any further sales, and a BSR that's hit 25,000 by the next morning. So sellers see this and assume something is wrong. Their listing has been suppressed, their ranking has tanked. None of that is true, it's just decay. The metric is doing what it's designed to do. Fade old sales out of view. You've got to look at it in a better way. There's a 4th issue though, and it's bigger than the 3 above. BSR doesn't tell you why. If your BSR drops from 100 to 500, the number gives you no information about what caused it. Stock out, price change, competitor launch, campaign pause, seasonality, demand. BSR is silent of all that. It's a thermometer that tells you you have a fever but won't tell you why. All it does is exacerbate knee-jerk reactions to making changes with your product details rather than looking at the key data metrics, click-through rates, and conversion rates. The 3 reasons BSR obsession is more damaging in 2026 than it was even a few years ago. Number 1 is that the category competition has tightened. So Amazon's 2026 data shows category velocity. It's tightened in home beauty tools, meaning the gap between those BSR ranks is smaller than ever. Your BSR can move 30 positions on a few extra sales. Reacting to that movement as a signal is reacting to absolute noise. Number 2 is that ad spend can completely distort it. Paid traffic now drives a majority of the visibility on most competitive listings. 70% of sellers roughly use Amazon ads. A competitor with a better BSR than you isn't necessarily a better business. They might just be spending more on ads and worse at their margins. So treating their BSR as a benchmark, so you should match it to a fast path, is losing money. Number 3, time spent on BSR is in time not spent on the metrics that matter. Every hour you spend refreshing your BSR is now you're not spending at looking at the detail in your search query performance, looking at the conversion rate by SKU, looking at the return reason codes or contribution margin. The opportunity cost of BSR obsession is huge. The BSR has 3 legitimate uses only. So recognize these, ignore everything else. Number 1, product research before launch. BSR is genuinely useful when you're evaluating whether a niche has enough demand. If the top 10 listings in a niche all have a BSR above, say, 50,000, there isn't enough demand to support another entrance. If the top 10 ASINs have got a BSR under 1,000 and they're stable, you've validated demand. Number 2 is competitive benchmarking within the same subcategory. If your competitor in the same subcategory has a consistent BSR, significantly better than yours, that's a signal worth investigating. What are they doing differently? But you must compare within the same subcategory, and you must look at a 30-day average and not a single moment. Number 3 is the directional movement on your own ASINs over time. Not an absolute number, directional. Your 30-day BSR average heading down is a healthy direction. Your 30-day BSR average heading up is worth investigating. The trend tells you more than the absolute number does. The uncomfortable truth is that BSR makes you feel like you're paying attention to your business when you're actually distracting yourself from it. I've seen founders spend more time on BSR dashboards than on their profit and loss. I've seen sellers celebrate hitting top 100 BSRs on LinkedIn, and while their negatives were potentially all bad on their margins and their profitability, I've seen agencies report BSR improvements to clients as evidence of value, while the contribution margin was getting worse. If your only metric is BSR, you're not running an Amazon business. You're playing a video game where the scoreboard happens to be on Amazon's numbers. The reason this matters operationally is that BSR is a lagging indicator at best and a misleading one at worst. By the time BSR moves, the underlying performance change happened hours or days ago. You need leading indicators, conversion rate, returns rate, search query data to actually drive decisions in real time. So should you ignore Amazon BSR? Mostly yes, but not entirely. Ignore it if you're using it as a daily performance KPI. You're using it to evaluate whether your business is doing well. You're comparing it across different categories. You're reacting to hourly moves. Use it if you're doing product research before a launch, or you're benchmarking against direct competitors in the same subcategory, or you're looking at 30-day average trends on your own ASINs. The metrics you should be replacing BSR with are click-through rate, conversion rate, looking at your TAC cost, looking at your contribution margin per unit, and your returns rate. None of those will make you feel as good as watching a BSR number drop in real time. However, all of them will actually tell you whether you have a business. If you've been BSR obsessed and want to make the switch, leave a comment with your category, your current top line revenue, or whatever you're currently knowing about your conversion rates by SKU, and I'll respond with where I'd start. And if this breakdown has helped, please like and subscribe. We have a 2026 Amazon playbook that cuts through all the noise, as well as an amazing forecast model that actually looks at your current data while looking at our existing client data. Click up here for another amazing Amazon video about why your Amazon listing is active but invisible.